My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I am under attack by people practicing Scientology. From what I have experienced and observed, there is more space in the universe than humans can see. There are 11 dimensions. These dimensions reside within the particle itself. So inside of the particles in which we consist of lie 11 dimensions. We have biology in these extra dimensions. We utilize this biology to have an afterlife. Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra-dimensional biology before we die. They remove it from themselves. They utilize technology and techniques to turn it into an upper-dimensional vehicle. So this biology presents itself in layers. As it grows out of us into the next three dimensions, it creates a biology. And then as it transcends into the next three dimensions, it creates a layer on top of that biology. And it does the same for the next three and the next three, so on and so forth. Scientologists like to remove these layers from themselves. Then they use technology and techniques to turn these. They wind up with three or four biologies in the upper dimensions in which they can utilize to create extra dimensional vehicles. Biologies in which they can walk around or fly around in the upper dimensions. These biologies can't exist in this state. They can't function properly. So they have to use organs and tissues from other humans and other species like lizards, insects, and worms to modify their biologies and to try to make them function properly. See, they want each one of these biologies to be a fully functioning 11-dimensional organism when they only consist of three dimensions after their modification. So they have to take biology from other humans and other species in an attempt to make themselves whole and function properly. I am under attack by these people. To get the full story, you'll have to refer to my other videos. They have stolen all of my extra dimensional biology. Some of it they're using for transplant purposes. Some of it they're using for surrogate purposes. And some of it they're using for torture devices. So now they're trying to send me to hell. They keep sticking foreign objects inside of me and parasites, and then locking me out of entropy, put me down in holes, and they won't stop. They have technology inside of my head, in my origin biology and in other biologies. They're doing it again today. They won't let me sleep. They can control biological function. I am sick. I'm in pain. I'm experiencing dysfunction, and they constantly harass me. I'm being harassed at the moment. They can control biological function and my particles. So they have my brain damaged in a way, or they're sticking stuff in it. They won't even let me experience the nicotine from my cigarettes or my coffee. They won't let me sleep. They keep causing me to go to the bathroom. They keep messing with my digestion. Yes, they rip my body to shreds. So Scientology, they force people to assimilate. They're trying to take over society. Ever since the 80s, they've been trying to take over our country. So anybody with influence, power, or authority, or if you have a job position in which uh, they desire to control, they will force you to assimilate, which means they will force you to practice Scientology, and they will force you into one of their hive minds. It includes telepathy, both auditory and visual. You have to communicate with them. They forced me to assimilate 13 years ago. They found me on social media. I was a political activist and an author. I wrote a lot. I inspired a lot of people and helped a lot of people write their own literature. I did not accept their advances. I told them to get away from me. Then a whole bunch of people came and started harassing me, assaulting me, stealing biology, sticking stuff inside of me, threatening my life and my liberty. I became violently ill. I started having to go to the hospital because I could feel stuff shoved inside of me. People started stealing my intellectual property. It became apparent that they were invading my privacy. I am severely ill. Then they wanted the biology to produce intellectual content for themselves. They wanted to somehow harness my intelligence. So they started removing brain tissue and used as transplants. They literally cut brains out of my head and stuck it in their own head. My extra dimensional biology. I'm sick. No, they have cut my biology, all of it, or most of it. They have it full of worms and torture devices. They keep victim shaming me and scapegoating, saying I've done something wrong, which somehow validates their criminal behavior towards me. I am bound by the Constitution of the United States and nothing else. And so are you people. Mississippi Public Broadcasting, NPR, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, several big corporations, the government, Barack Obama, several other politicians, the CIA, the FBI, and the military are all involved in this ordeal. They all have Scientologists working for them, and these people owe their loyalty to Scientology only, not to the government or to public. There is an entanglement property between our third dimension and our inverse, our inner dimension. If you remove this biology from yourself, no matter how far away you take it, you are still in this biology. And not only that, uh, it works this way because you can't take energy out of the particle. It would be destroyed. So space-time conforms to ensure this doesn't happen. So as the biology leaves you, space-time in between you and the removed biology shrinks. So as it goes away from you, space-time in between you and it shrinks. So they can do things like take this biology to a remote location and stick something inside of it, and it'll show up down here. And they like doing this to me. They use my upper dimensional biology as a torture device. Some of it they have at different locations, and they stick stuff inside of it, or they'll drive a worm into it. And I had to deal with the pain down here. I am very sick. I am dizzy. I'm weak. I've lost a lot of brain function. Most of everything we experience is inner dimensions. Our third dimension is just a shell. Everything all of our feeling, our touch, our pleasure, our pain, most of it is extra dimensional biology we are feeling. The Illinois police and my local police are also involved. I used to live in Illinois, and that's Barack Obama's house. That's what he called it. They also have multiple forms of uh, recording. They're recording everyone's visual perception input or uh, visual perception input, and they have cameras set up everywhere, trying to show people that one thing's happening and another thing is actually happening. Actually, multiple things are happening because my biology is in a million pieces. It's all over the place. So several different institutions have different pieces of it, and some of it isn't even being shown to the public. And there is more to our biology than just the inner dimensions. There is another particle attached to it. To them, they call it the inverse. That is their opposite. To us, everything is the inverse. It is a dark matter or dark particle. It is also entangled. Yes, they have parts of that too. This is body snatching and torture and rape and murder.